Welcome to Crafternoons at Home. Today we're going to be finger knitting a ear warmer. All you're going to need is a skein of yarn, and this is a kind of chunky, thick weight yarn, and that's going to be what works best, but you can use any yarn you have and any color, and if you want to do more than one color, you can do that as well. I'm just going to make mine one solid color. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is make a slip knot and put it around our pointer finger. And then this is how we're gonna do the finger knitting the whole way through. So you start on this finger here, and then we're gonna go behind and around the next finger, behind and around, behind and around. So now you have a loop on these 4 fingers. And then we're gonna go back, behind and around, behind and around, behind and around. Okay, so now you'll see I have 2 loops on these 3 fingers and 1 loop here. And that's how it's going to look the whole way you go. You always have 2 loops, or 3 loops, sorry, 2 loops on 3 fingers and then 1 loop here. So then we're going to take the bottom loop and pull it over on these 3. Okay? And then we do this again, behind and around, behind and around, behind and around. So then we're back on this side where we have 2 loops on 3 fingers and 1 loop on that finger. And then we go over again. And this is what we're going to do the whole way. It's not going to look like much at first, but it will once you get a little further. And you might want to keep pushing the yarn, your loops down as you're going. Now for the length of this, I don't have a set length for how I did mine. Just as you're going and it gets a little bit longer, you're just going to want to measure it around your head where you're going to want to wear it, and just do it to the length that's going to fit you the best. So it's going to be a little different for everybody. Right, so you're just going to keep doing the same thing until you get to the length you want. Okay, and then after you get to the length that you want, what we're going to do is cut off about 6 inches here. And then you're going to take this string, go around to the opposite side it's on. You're going to take it under this loop and pull this loop off. Then under, pull the loop off. Same thing all the way down. Okay, and then you're just going to go ahead and tie this off. And you're going to have a little knot at the end here. So you're gonna do this so you have 3 strands of this. Now I already made my other 2. So this is where if you want to do 2 colors of yarn, you can. You could do, so mine's going to be solid, but you could have done 2 colors and done like 2 of these black and then maybe 1 green, so then you'd have a little color in it, or you can do all 3 different, however you want. So we're going to lay these out like this. And so we need to connect them. So we're basically going to take a piece of yarn and we're going to kind of like hand sew it through. So what you're going to want to do is take your piece of yarn and go under the loops here. Then under into the next one like that. And then so we're going over this time into this side and then back under to here. So you just want to go all the way down, looping this through to connect the 2 strands. And then once you finish connecting these 2, then we'll do the same thing to connect this one to here. As you can see, one of mine is a little bit longer than the other, so you want to do a little bit better of a job measuring the lengths against each other as you're making the strands. Okay, but once you get this string all the way through, we're just going to go ahead and tie it off to one of the ends here. Actually, we should tie it off to both of them. And then where we started, I'm going to cut it at this end and tie it to these. Okay, and now we can start weaving another piece of yarn through to connect this one. So we'll have all 3 connected. Okay, so now that we're at the end of here, we're going to go ahead and tie this one off as well once we're done looping. So this is how it looks. So basically what we're gonna do now is we have all these strings at the end on each side. So you're gonna wanna take this and measure it around your head, and then you're gonna tie it off on the ends, and you can tie it as tight as you need, or a little loose if you need to. And then we're gonna tie it off, and it should be enough to where you can slip it on and off your head, but always keep it tied, okay? Okay, so I have my ends looped around each other. I'm gonna go ahead and tie mine decently tight, because this yarn does have good stretch to it, so you should be able to stretch it on and off around your head. Okay, and then I'm gonna do it a second time to make sure it stays. Right, there we go. And then I can, if you're confident in the tightness of it, or you wanna put it around your head again to make sure, then you can go ahead and cut off all these loose ends. Or if you want, you can take them and kind of loop them around and make kind of like a little knot right here that you could wear in the front or the back of the ear warmer. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut mine off. And then for me, where the knot is, that's gonna be the back of the ear warmer. And so then that's how it looks. Okay, so thank you for joining us for Crafternoons at Home, and we'll see you next time.